The year is 3081 in the Common Era. The Inaber continent has prospered with the four races of Elves, Dwarves, Halflings, and men for the last 5,000 years. Empires, nations, cultures, all have risen and fallen during this time. But a new land awaits those who wish to either leave the strife of the old world or gain the resources necessary to secure their position in the history of Inaber forever. The many nations of Inaber have begun to seize this opportunity presented by this new world. The Inaber Confederacy is no exception. However, unlike the first nations to colonize these lands, the Inaber Confederacy was the first to establish self-governance of a colony under Confederation rule, a practice that has not been seen in the Confederacy in over 1,000 years. With this revival comes new problems that the Inaberian government had not been prepared to tackle, namely defense of the region. It is for this reason you have been selected by the Council of the Inaber Confederacy, selected by the Crown Ruler, and selected by the Provincial Governor of the newly formed State of Naya. In 3 days' time, you will receive your orders directly from the Crown and Council. You will board a ship under the flag of the Inaber Confederacy, destined for a new life in the Neolands. Welcome everybody, this is the Neolands campaign. It is DnD 3.5, and my name is Jason, and I am the DM. So let's go ahead and start with the introductions. First, we've got Rowan.
Hi, I'm Rowan.
Alright, who are you going to be playing?
I'm going to be playing Lorelei.
Okay, you want to tell us a little bit about them?
She's a bard, and I don't know.
Alright, that's fine. Connor, you want to go next?
Sure. I am playing in Caligon. Please, no one notice the blatant Lord of the Rings ripoff. I'm playing a Storm Domain Wizard, and he's kind of a snob, and got in trouble for he got framed for murder by a gang he was working with. That is really all about him.
Alright, Duncan?
Hi, I'm Duncan. I'm playing Jinx, the wizard specialized in chanting.
A little louder, Duncan?
I'm playing Jinx, who's a wizard, and he's specialized in chanting.
Okay. And why were you arrested?
Manipulation against others' will.
Was I supposed to say why I was arrested?
We can come back to that, yeah. So, Will.
Hi, I'm Will. I like puns, and I will be playing Rosalie Landgrave, and please notice that she is a Twilight ripoff, because Rosalie was one of the only two good characters in that entire series. The series is absolute trash anyway, but I will basically be playing a ripoff of Rosalie Hale, and she has been arrested because someone tried to touch her, and she does not like being touched. So she basically beat him up and was arrested for assault.
Strong arm. Alright. And, Rowan. Back to you.
Okay, so Lorelei was arrested because she slept with a soldier, and to avoid getting in trouble, said soldier talked about her seducing him for information, even though that is not what happened. Also, she stole his watch.
It wasn't just any soldier, was it? You'll recognize someone on the council here in a minute.
Okay.
Alright, so, to start off our campaign here. It is early morning, the sun has just risen, and very faint beams of sunlight are reaching into your cells through the very heavily barred windows. What are you all doing? You're all in individual cells right now.
You said there were windows?
Barred windows, yeah.
Barred windows. Can I yell, like, fight me or something out of it?
You can certainly try.
Alright, I will scream at the top of my lungs, fight me.
Alright. Anyone else wanna do something?
Can I make a grand escape attempt?
Alright, I see we're gonna be starting this early. Um, yeah, hold on. Let me open this up real quick. I mean,
Also, are these like normal jail cells, like they're barred, like entrance, or
yeah, like
is it like a door,
there is,
or like door and bars? Like,
well, basically it's like normal jail cells where there's bars between you and the hallway, and then there are
Alright.
like stone walls between you and the adjacent cells.
Is there a guard nearby?
Yeah, there are 2 guards, one at the far end of the hallway and one near the door.
Alright,
there anything
does he have a key on him?
Does not appear so. If you would like to roll perception, you can take a closer look.
Alright, what's my perception? Alright, I have this on my character. Alright.
Well, actually,
Do I have it, or is it just like a
roll
normal
spot, yeah. Spot check.
spot? Alright, let's... Alright, I don't think I have... No, I don't have anything in spot. Why my wisdom modifier goes into it, right?
Yeah.
If you hear weird noises from me,
I rolled a 2.
Alright, yeah, they, you see 0 keys. A grand total of 0.
Alright. Good to know. My wisdom modifier is 3, so that still doesn't do much for me.
Yeah,
but,
still it's 0.
kinda wanna, like... I don't think it'd be a good idea just to cast spells at the guard, but...
Probably not.
is there anything
But-
stopping me from casting a spell?
Duncan's got this. I know what he's doing.
Beyond it being a terrible idea, you can certainly try it and see what happens. But bear in mind, you have been arrested in the capital city of the Inaber Confederacy.
Well, we're
Here I
being
come.
shipped. Duncan, put your mic close to your face.
I'm okay.
Alright, sorry. I did not hear you at all there.
I said grand escape attempt, here I come.
So, does anyone else want to do something?
I will wait until after Duncan makes his action, because I know what he's I have a good idea of what he's doing, I should say, knowing him personally.
Alright, I guess we'll move on to Duncan then.
Sorry, I'm trying to think of a strategy here. It's just too
Rosalie is just kind of watching with a critical and judgmental eye.
Alright, sounds good.
Okay, it's not-
Are we in like a hallway sort of thing right now?
You are in your cell.
Well,
Yeah,
like, I mean, like, are like
yeah,
the cells
he
along
said-
the hallway sort of thing?
Yeah, the cells are on either side of a hallway, right?
Mhm.
And you guys are all separated.
Are we all on one
the
side
guards
so we
can
can't see each other?
see through this hallway, right?
Hmm?
Okay, I'm already referencing spells, so, I need to make sure I'm not, like, making a mistake here.
Are we all on one side so that we can't see each other?
No, you're basically all in like the 4 corners.
Okay. So like, each one of us can see one of the other
Yeah.
across?
Yeah, the person
Okay.
directly across from you.
Who's
And-
across from me?
I'm gonna say, Connor, you are across from Lorelai. Lorelai, you are across from Connor's character. And Duncan and Will are across from each other.
Okie dokie.
Right.
And
that's-
Duncan and Will, you two are at the far end of the hallway, not the one near the door.
Fun. Well, at least
Alright.
Rosalie's alone and no one's gonna be near her.
By the way, what class is Rosalie? I'm sorry, I didn't.
She's a cleric. With
Okay.
spiky armor.
Sweet. Okay.
Well, not right now. You guys are just in rags.
Well, no.
Yeah.
No, not now, but she will with spiky armor. Eventually.
All right. So Duncan,
I am trying to figure out what spell cast would be better.
what can I do? Are there any objects
Um,
around? Like
there
that
is
aren't
a
nailed to the
bucket
ground?
that you probably don't want to reach inside of, and there is a bunch of hay on the floor.
Oh, all right. Can I call a guard over?
You can try, yeah. Give it a
All
shot.
right. I'll yell. Hey, I need some help over here.
One of the guards sort of sits up from leaning against the wall. What do you want?
I hurt my ankle.
Hit your ankle?
Really bad. Yeah, I need a doctor. I think it looks infected.
He just sort of shrugs and goes back to leaning against the wall.
All right, that was really bad idea, but I had an idea for like the end effect. I did not come up with a good excuse. All right.
Okay.
Normally, it would have had you roll bluff, but even if he did believe you, he just wouldn't care.
I have +2 to diplomacy rolls, sir.
Okay, I cast Charm Person
You cast Charm
That's all.
Person on him.
on one of the guards.
Alright.
Guys, jailbreak.
Can you go ahead and roll a d20 for me?
Okay, does it matter if it's the one in, like a physical one or like
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, just roll a d20 and add your
Intelligence. Modifier.
intelligence, yeah. Go ahead and add
Is
intelligence.
4.
So, would you prefer like the physical one or like the one on here?
It does not matter to me.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do the one on here because this is not even ground.
For those of you listening at home, we are using the Roll20 system for maps and for dice rolling.
Did he get a 5 or a 20?
What?
Well, why did you roll it twice?
Yeah,
What?
you rolled the die twice on there.
I did?
Yeah.
It shows a
What?
20 and then it shows a 5.
Oh.
Did you put 2d20?
No, I thought like because I thought it was currently on like D6, so I just pressed D20 twice.
Oh, no. Give
So-
it, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and say that's a 15.
Well, I didn't add my intelligence.
So
modifier.
he
Okay.
gets a 19.
So it's 19?
Yeah,
Alright.
he is 19.
So, you go to cast the spell, but notice that something's amiss, right? Like, you try and cast the spell, and it sort of just fizzles, right?
I would like to cast Detect Magic.
Like, to cast Detect Magic, alright? Go ahead
I don't
and,
think that's gonna work out well, but we'll see what happens.
give me a roll for that, yeah.
Alright.
D20 here.
19 plus 4, I
19.
got a 23.
You can tell that there is absolutely someone blocking, sort of inhibiting your magic, very close nearby. And you can also tell that the source of this is getting closer.
Alright. Then I guess we're stuck here to wait.
Anyone else want to do something? Rowan? Rosalie?
Honestly, Lorelai is probably attempting best she can to groom, given that she's in a cell.
Okay.
Yeah, Rosalie too. She does not like being in rags. That's not fun.
Alright.
And Rosalie is rather vain.
Oh, sorry. I just bumped the
Alright, so, the
I would
door... I'm sorry?
Oh, sorry, I was just gonna say I would wait. My bad for interrupting.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was just saying I was waiting.
Okay. So the door to the hallway slams open, and you hear a voice shout, "Attention!" And both guards sort of stand up straight and plant their pikes firmly into the ground as a retinue of about 12 people walk in. First, at the front are two of them. One of them is very tall, sort of dark hair, longer hair, about to his shoulders, and he is carrying, the standard Inaber uniform of, red, white, and gold, and he is carrying a pike and a very long sword, both, pike in one hand, sword hilted, and he is also carrying a torch. Next to him is a older gentleman, about 68 or so, and he is rather portly. He's wearing brown sort of robes, right, with a hood over. And as for looks, if you think, you guys remember Hunchback of Notre Dame at the
Yes.
beginning? The bishop. That's sort of how he
Frollo?
looks. No, not Frollo. The bishop that saves fucking Quasimodo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Frollo's a judge.
Yeah, so that's sort of how he looks, but in brown robes and carrying a staff. He also has a nice necklace around him. So obviously these two are very important figures. Behind them are 10 standard guards carrying pikes. They all march into the room, and the lead guy, the captain, sort of rattles his pike against the nearest cell bars, which happen to be yours, Lorelei. And he says, "Up and at 'em! Up and at 'em!" What do you guys do?
I'll, our magic is gonna be blocked, so, okay. I wanted to mage hand my bucket at someone, but that's not gonna work. Mage hand is a 5-pound telekinesis spell.
I thought it only lifted stuff.
No, you can
I-
move stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna assume I could throw my bucket of stuff at someone, but, I'll just stand up and, like, can I give anyone a death glare? Because I'd like to at least
Okay,
give,
that's
like,
what I
a
was gonna
soldier
do.
a death glare. Yeah, we'll, like, death glare.
All right, so you're gonna death glare at the guards.
Yeah.
All right.
Combo death glare.
Can all of you guys, I want to roll knowledge local. If you don't have local,
Knowledge
just
local.
rattle
I have
just regular
one
knowledge.
rank in that, and an intelligence modifier of 4, so
All right,
that
go
gives
ahead.
me, like, 5 total?
Yep.
That's how it's... Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's what my character sheet did automatically.
Yep.
Oh, my dice fell off.
Can I just
It did
smile
again.
at them and say good morning?
Oh, natural 20!
Natural 20. All right.
Plus, like, yeah.
So, everyone else, what did you guys get?
How do we roll this again?
Just roll 1d20, and knowledge local is a skill on your sheet.
Got it.
If
yeah.
you don't have it local written in, then it's just regular knowledge roll, and you add your intelligence to it.
Got it.
Alright, so 3 for Lorelei.
If you have a rank in it and, like, you add the
plus
rank too,
four
like,
is
if it was a modifier.
If your sheet does not automatically do that, then yes.
Alright, yeah, so I get plus 5, so I technically got a 25. Not like it matters.
You said intelligence modifier?
Yes, intelligence.
Okay, so +1.
I got an 18.
Alright, so
25.
Will?
Wait, Connor, what's your intelligence modifier?
Ooh.
Mine's +4.
Okay, Will's Skype is acting up
Yeah.
here, so...
It's
Mhm.
fine.
Alright, hear us. Can you hear us? Let's see if Will can hear us, at least.
Right now, not likely, since he's not in the call according to Skype.
Alright, well, technical difficulties, 1 sec. Alright, so, let's try and...
Is this working any better?
Yep, get back.
I switched
yeah.
to my phone,
Okay.
which should have a better connection than my computer. Anyway, what did I miss?
Need you to roll knowledge local on the lead guard.
Wait, sorry, who's rolling knowledge local?
Everyone, so
Oh,
right now you. So what was the last thing you heard, actually?
the spear against the bars and up and at him.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So yeah, knowledge, blah, blah, blah. Knowledge local.
7.
7?
Yeah.
Alright, so, Jinx and Anne Callaghan, you both recognize this man as Captain Dale Artingwood, the captain of the guard in the city of Bells, the capital of the Inaber Confederacy.
All right.
And who got the
I got-
25?
That would be me.
All right, so Kana, you recognize the man beside him as Mr. Elric Gaudry, the court wizard.
All right. I already told Will I'm punching him, so.
All right.
Do it or you're straight.
Yep. All right. I gotta do it, guys. Gotta.
All right.
Um,
So Captain Artingwood returns to his speech. The following prisoners will present themselves at the front of their cells. Upon hearing your name, stand up, put your hands behind your head, and let the guards shackle you. At which point you will leave your cell, form up in a line, and accompany me and Mr. Godric to the court for your trial. The following prisoners, present yourselves. He sort of unravels the scroll here. Jinx! What do you want to do? Jinx.
I guess I get up and do what he says.
Alright.
By the
Two.
way, sorry I didn't give a last name.
No, that's fine. Two guards from behind him sort of walk over to your cell and unlock it and put shackles on your hands and your feet. Alright?
Are the shackles behind them or in front of them? Because like I can still kick. Like I might. Like,
The shackles are in front of him. Yeah, the shackles are in front of you.
So I can still punch people when they do mine. Okay.
Yes, but the guards do grab sort of his arms and, place one hand on his shoulder, one on his arm, and they sort of guide him back towards into the hallway. Right?
Alright.
So he continues reading off the scroll. Lorelai.
Alright, she, pushes her hair behind her shoulders and puts her hands back so that they can shackle her.
All right. So the guards.
Co-op.
Yeah. So the guards come over, open up your cell, shackle you, and bring you out into the hallway behind Jinx. All right. Rosalie.
Alright, Rosalie will stand up, but when the guards are approaching, she will very, very sternly say, "Don't touch me." She will agree to be shackled, but she does not want them touching her.
The guards look back at Captain Artingward, and he just sort of waves at them dismissively, like, fine, fuck it, whatever. And they guide you back into the hallway after shackling you.
I would like to roll Knowledge Arcana, or the Wizard, if I may.
Okay, go ahead. And
Alright.
what are you trying to figure out specifically?
I kind of want to figure out what the hell he is doing, and I get +7 in that because I put 3 rings.
Alright, so go ahead and roll for that.
Oh, fell off. Alright, I really gotta stop throwing this so hard. 5 + 7, 13.
5 + 7 is 13. You gather that he isn't doing much. Not him.
Okay, who is it then?
I don't know. You didn't roll high enough for that.
I know I didn't, but I'm just trying to think here.
Alright.
It
Last
could be
one.
like the necklace, could it?
I don't know, man. You're gonna have to figure that out.
I really shouldn't ask you this, considering. Alright, but
And a Caligon.
I'll just stand up, and while they're gonna like try to grab me too, right, and stop me from doing anything.
Yep, they're gonna wait for your hands to be behind your head, and then
I'm
they're
just
gonna
say,
sell.
look, guys, I'll cooperate a lot more if you just stop touching me. And can I roll for like diplomacy or anything like that?
Well,
Or do I have to?
when you say stop touching me, do you mean sort of the same way that Rosalie did, or do you mean don't
Nah,
put
I'm
shackles on you?
No, I'm saying just I'll cooperate a lot more if you guys don't grab me
Okay, then
and shove me around.
yeah, go ahead and put diplomacy for that.
All right, so I have 3 ranks in diplomacy, and I get +2 for a feat that I have. All right, 19 plus 5 plus 2 plus 7.
All right, yeah,
26.
yeah.
All right,
So
good rolls.
the guards sort of like nod their heads and shackle you and sort of guide you back out into the hallway like they do for Rosalie. All right. as the guards, now that you're all in line, the guards start shackling you guys together, right? So you form sort of like a prison line.
How close
And-
am I to the old guy?
I'm sorry?
Sorry to interrupt.
You are
How
in the
close
very
am I to
back.
the old guy?
You are in the back.
All right, and he's at the front.
He's at the front, yeah.
I
So
feel like you did this on purpose, Jason.
no, actually, I was just sort of going through
Alright.
as I remembered character names.
All right, all right.
All right, so as the guards are shackling you guys together, Captain Artingwood begins his spiel again. You are not to speak until spoken to. You are not to make a break for it, or we will stop you. You will be shackled to the person in front of you. You will remain there until we deem otherwise. You are not to ask for permission to be unshackled. And you are absolutely not to talk back to the Crown and Council.
Rosalie just raises a judgmental eyebrow.
I do not need to ask if I understood, for I know I am.
She can't say anything, but she thinks he's a tryhard.
Well, you don't get
Is
to captain of the Capitol Guard by
Is there any chance I will pass the old man, or else I'm straight for the rest of my life, and I can't.
You know, I'm gonna say yes, but he's also gonna be flanked by two guards. So,
All right. I really need a
Captain-
natural 20 here.
Captain Artingwood
Wait.
sort of turns to one of the people in the retinue that aren't holding you guys down, and says, "Chief Hartingson, guide them." And then he sort of, leaves the room, and the next guy, who is in probably the second most decorated armor in there, and is not carrying a spear, but rather a sword and a shield, sort of, begins to lead Lorelei and fucking everyone else through the main doors. So, Mr. Godric is off to the side, and you all do pass him.
All right. Can I roll to punch him? I'm sorry to obsess over this.
If you really think this is a good idea,
I really don't, but we'll put in Skype. Do it or you're straight. Sorry, Will. But okay. All right. Do I have any skills that are gonna help this, or am I screwed?
well, let me actually see something here real quick. Just gonna roll a sense motive, and that's pretty good actually. So, he senses you're up to something. And as you get close, he sort of eyes you and says, "Don't even think about it, laddie."
All right. Oh man, I'm really debating over this because I kind of want to just like try to jump with like both my feet and just kick him. But
Well,
straight
your
cover.
feet are also shackled to, I think Rosalie's feet, actually.
You
Well,
will trip everyone.
The shackles.
Me, everybody can fall for the greater good of humanity.
I just know you're in the back. So,
All right.
Jason.
Hmm.
Okay, so I'm assuming there's like chain connecting one set of irons to the next is how we're together.
yeah,
How
by both the
far
hands and
are
the
those,
ankles.
Like, can I pretty much be walking on Jinx's heels? Not quite, but pretty much just right there.
Right up against him?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can if you want.
Why?
Like, shackles limit the distance away, not how close you can get, so.
I think Rowan's just trying to stop me from doing this, but I think you guys are just trying to stop me from doing this, but I'm gonna roll.
Alright.
20, and I'm gonna see what happens. And if I
Alright,
die,
give it a, give me a strength here.
Alright, what's my strength? I don't have anything. I have 11 strength. Goddamn. Alright.
Well, you're not helping your case here.
You know what? I will roll in here just to make sure. It's like, alright.
Alright.
How do I do this? Slash GM roll 1d20?
No, it's a slash
Oh.
roll 1d20.
Oh, just slash roll.
Yeah,
okay.
just slash roll.
I didn't do it.
Well, I'm dead.
That's absolutely
Alright.
not it. So, actually, let me see something here. So you
Alright.
sort of, shake your hands at him, right? Try and get at
Yeah.
him. And in response, He sort of
Nice.
thwacks
Yeah.
your leg with his staff, right? And
Alright.
I want you to do a balance check for me.
Alright, okay. I doubt I have anything in balance. I have 1 dex. I get +1 because of my dex modifier.
Alright, go ahead and roll balance for me.
Oh. 2 + 1 = 3.
Oh, yeah, alright.
This is horrible.
You fall on your ass.
Alright, fun.
Who is on either side of him?
I don't remember the order. I'm sorry.
Alright,
I'm at
Rowan.
the end.
in
You told me. So only one person's in front of me.
Which would
Alright.
be Rosalie,
So-
unfortunately.
So then it goes
Sorry,
Rosalie, and then I believe it's Lorelei, and then
Jinx.
Jinx. Alright. So, Rosalie, roll balance.
Ah, wonderful.
This is a product of your own doing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for disrupting the campaign so much with this, but I'm also not.
Oh no,
sorry.
it's fine. This is how it happens.
6.
Alright. You fall flat on your ass. Lorelei, roll
Fun
balance.
times.
Alright, I've got a +2 on this. Which one am I rolling? Is it the 20?
D20, yes.
We have
All
wasted,
skills are
like,
D20.
1 hour doing this. I'm so
Alright.
sorry.
You fall flat on your ass.
+2 is 4.
Alright.
Alright.
Let's go. Last guy. Jinx.
Again.
Roll 20 for balance.
That's plus.
You have all fallen flat on your ass, right? So there's a loud clatter and it's just clanging of shackles, it's confusion. All the guards are upset with you guys. And
Good.
Captain Artingward comes storming back into the room. What have you done? Get up! All of you, right now!
You guys just want to like roll on the floor and moan until like it's like
Oh,
at them until like
Captain
they are
Ardingwood,
forced to stab us.
Captain Artingwood notices you, right?
Oh man.
And he sort of turns to Mr. Godric and asks, "What happened?" He tried to punch me, so I knocked his legs out. And he sort of, grins at the captain, and he sort of looks down. Captain Ardingwood sort of looks down at you. Is that so? He sort of nods to
I'm
himself.
gonna ignore him and I'm gonna look at the old man and say, when I get back here, I'm gonna kill you.
Captain
I'm
Ardingwood.
swinging.
Captain Ardingwood
Can
goes to
I roll
the.
to punch him?
Thank you.
No, not him. You.
Oh goddamn.
Yes, but as you're doing that, Captain Ardingwood is going towards the back of the hall and getting a candle.
Oh, I'm about to be burned. Sweet.
All right, so
can I just try to get back to my feet?
yeah, you guys can. You guys are all standing
up.
up again.
Okay.
Okay.
I would like to roll for Rosalie to punch. What's his name again? I'm sorry.
Caligon. It's a
Caligon.
Ancalogon.
Caligon. I'm gonna
Yeah,
need
Alright.
spelling
Caligon.
for that at some point.
So I'm gonna say a strength, but with -3 since he's behind you and you're shackled.
All right.
And what's your AC in Caligon? Without armor?
15.
Without
Without
armor?
I have 2 armor, so 11.
Okay.
I only have 4 hit points.
This is not lethal. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, fair point.
And I rolled a 17.
All right.
Alright,
You give him
job.
a good whack.
I'm
right.
proud of you.
I have 17 strength.
So yeah, you give him a good whack.
I deserve this.
Captain Artingwood sort of comes back over to you and sort of kneels down, I guess, sort of looks you in the eye and holds the candle up in one hand and the torch in the other. And he says, "You are to do as instructed. Otherwise, I will seal your mouth shut."
I'm just gonna give him a stare.
And then Captain Artingwood goes back to the front and you all start marching out again.
Alright. I'd like to say I dedicated that 1 hour to role-playing my character.
Alright, so you sort of emerge from the house and come outside to the spectacular City of Bells. It is
that
mostly
why-
made of marble. I'm sorry? I'm sorry?
Is that why there's music?
Yes. It is
I
mostly
hear
made
music.
of... Yeah, that's... You should. It is...
Cool, I gotta say.
It is mostly made of marble, and there are brass roofing, like brass tiles for the roofs, and it is just a beautiful, gorgeous, giantly tall city. And almost every building has a sort of bell tower at the top of it. So you are marched through the city, past bustling crowds of Inaberians, of all sorts, elf, dwarf, man, halfling, and then you are taken into the main chamber of the Crown and Council. You are marched through the different halls of the building, and finally arrive at the trial room. The massive wooden doors peel open, and inside are 13 figures, seated way up high at the tall desk, sort of looking down at you. The room is only lit by dim candles, so you can't quite make out any sort of faces, but you can certainly try. Go ahead and give me either spot or knowledge local. All of you.
I'll go with knowledge local, because I'm good at that. I have rank in it. 2 plus 5 is 7.
Alright. So, you got 7? Alright.
Yes.
You don't quite recognize anyone, but you do realize that there are 6 seats on either side, right? But in the middle, there are 2 thrones. One is much larger than the other one and much more decorated. That larger, more decorated one is vacant. And instead is a small, almost copy of it. And that one is taken by a young boy no more than about 16.
Alright.
The other 12 seats are taken by council members, and you realize that they are seated by race. 3 elves, 3 dwarves, 3 men, and 3 halflings.
Alright.
Alright, so... Anyone else?
I'll roll for a spot because I've got +2 on that.
Alright. And I'm going to give you a +2 circumstance modifier.
Alright, I got 8.
Alright, so you look at... hold on, let me see here. You look at one of the ministers, and they seem... One of them seems really, really familiar. One of the men. And you can't
Oh, God.
quite place it, though.
God.
But he doesn't look too happy to see you.
I now know what you meant earlier.
Mm-hmm. Alright, anyone else?
I'll roll for knowledge local because that uses the intelligence modifier, so I have +4.
Alright.
14.
Alright, so you recognize the thrones as the seats of the crown, and the other 12 would be the council, hence the name Crown and Council. Alright, Will,
Yes.
do you want to roll knowledge local or spot for anything?
I'll try knowledge local again.
Okay.
16.
16. You recognize the young man sitting in the smaller of the 2 thrones for the crown. He is Prince Thierry III, and he is acting on behalf of the crown during this trial. Alright? So, you are all led sort of in a line right before the crown and council, and the doors are closed behind you, and they are barred shut. Nope, that's not the right one. That one. A rather older, sort of scrawny, almost skeletal gentleman comes out from behind the desk and reads off a scroll. Those presenting before the Crown and Council for this trial on this day in the year 3018, we have thus before the Crown and Council Jinx and Calagon, Rosalie and Lorelei. Their charges are as follows. And he sort of reads off your charges. So, Lorelei, you are accused of espionage and seduction. Rosalie, you are accused of battery. Jinx, you are accused of treachery and abduction. And Caligon, you are accused of treachery and abduction.
I'm accused of murder.
They haven't found the body. They haven't found the body.
Oh.
Found the body.
I haven't found the body.
Yep, leave that one there.
My bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, how do the four of you plead? Sort of looks you in the eye, Lorelei.
Not guilty.
The council sort of murmurs real quick before he turns to the Jinx.
Not guilty.
Council murmurs again. Turns to Caligon.
Non-guilty.
Turns to Rosalie.
Not guilty because self-defense is not a crime.
The I guess sort of secretary turns around, bows to the crown and council, and retreats back to behind the desk. One of the ministers, a rather portly-looking gentleman with rather greasy hair, or at least what's left of it. The one you recognize, Lorelei. He sort of stands up at the desk, already sweating profusely because that's what he does, and he begins to blubber on about how, his version of the story where Lorelei sort of cornered him on a street corner, used some sort of magic to seduce him, and he woke up with guards storming his room, and they arrested Lorelei after she had stolen his watch and his innocence. The other councilmen sort of murmur and sort of nod their heads in approval of his version of the story. He sits back down, and next, on one of the dwarves, Astra Nightfall. He stands up, he's got a long, white beard, and he's got sort of like, I guess, jewelers, like, lenses in one of his eyes, and he sort of looks you in the face, Jinx, and just sort of nods and goes, "That's him," and he sits back down. The next one is an elf, one of the two elven ladies. She stands up, looks at Jinx, looks at Caligon, and sort of gives this long, very flowery speech about how the young man will never be found again, etc., etc., it's such a terrible crime, etc., etc., and then sits back down. The last one is another man, different from the first gentleman, and he stands up. He's rather younger, about 40 years old, and he looks Rosalie in the eye, and just asks, "Why did you do it?" And he just sits back down.
Rosalie just rolls her eyes at him.
The secretary comes back out and sort of approaches the four of you and says, "What do you have to say in your defense?" Looks at you first, Rosalie.
Rosalie's gonna take a little bit of time to sort of collect her words before saying, "In my defense, he should not have touched me, because if you allow men to go around touching anything that they like, you're going to have a lot of daughters who are not only not virgins and having a lot of kids, but are unfortunately sold and treated as livestock." So, when I told him not to touch me, and he ignored me, I broke his wrist. Simple as that.
The council sort of murmurs to themselves, and then the secretary moves on to Caligon.
I'd like to say, when a man is so easily framed for a murder, you know there's a flaw in the justice system. So if you can honestly look me in the eyes and tell me that I am guilty, so be it.
Can you guys roll a spot on Prince Thierry for me, please.
Everyone?
Yeah, everyone.
Oh,
10 plus 2 is 12.
Alright.
please.
21 total.
Okay.
17 plus. What's spot again? Plus
yeah.
3. I got 20.
Okay. Is that everyone?
Hmm.
Okay, so, Connor and Will, you guys notice that Prince Thierry looks mighty bored and like he's not even listening. Right? So, the secretary go ahead and moves on to Jinx.
This is the why.
Yes.
Or, like, okay.
What do you have to say in defense? This is your defense.
Yeah, defense.
Yeah.
They deserved it. That's all.
The council sort of scoffs and, guffaws as rich people in power are wont to do. And then the secretary turns to Lorelei.
Well, I will not claim to be completely innocent. I'm not guilty of the crime you're trying me for.
The same gentleman stands up mid-sentence and shouts, "You are a liar!" And then a voice from across the room from the halfling table shouts, "Sit down, Owain, let her finish." And then Owain, they squabble, the council's up and all sorts of uproar. The prince, it still looks disinterested, until finally he sort of, furrows his brow and stands up, raises one hand, silence. They all immediately turn and face him. He steps forward. Perhaps you are not guilty of the crime for which we have brought you here. Perhaps none of you are. Yet, that does not matter to me. It is of no difference to me. Your sentence has already been decided before you even set foot into this room. You understand the situation in the Neolands, correct? He does not wait for an answer. We need guards. We need swords. We need mercenaries. And by my count, there are 4 mercenaries sitting right in front of me. He sort of sits back down. By high noon tomorrow, you are to report to Chief William Hartington and the barracks. And from there, he will escort you to the town of Pinth, the port. Once in Pinth, you will each be given a sum of 500 gold, for which you will equip yourselves with weapons, armor, and supplies, so that you may serve as our swords and complete different tasks in the state of Nio, in the Neolands. You will be given to the charge of Dan Einblad. He is the provincial governor of the state of Nio. And until then, you will serve as our slaves. He sort of sits back down. He sort of shrugs his shoulders and looks at you all, but then looks at the guards. The crown has made its decision, and the guards come back over to you and guide you out of the room. And the council goes back to murmuring. Alright, so what do you guys want to... Do anyone want to say anything? Do anything?
While the guy was talking, Rosalie was just sort of narrowing her eyes at what he was saying.
How close are we to them?
You are about 10 feet back and 8 feet down.
Is our magic still being suppressed?
Would you like to try?
Yeah, I'll cast detect magic.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Oops. What are you eating? Stop eating that. I'm sorry, I'm talking to the cat. 8 plus 4 equals 12.
Okay. The magic still seems kind of suppressed, but not nearly as strong as before. You might be able to break through it if you really concentrated. Now, I will say something before we do anything else with this. I have a rule as a DM. Basically, if you say an action, there is 15 seconds between you saying you do that action and the action being performed. What can happen in that 15 seconds is you can either negate that action, you can say, actually, I don't want to do that, and the action will not be performed. Someone else can convince you to say that, or someone else can, in character, prevent your character from performing that action. And, well, claim that they're going to try that as their action, right? At which point it'll be sort of like a roll-off.
Alright.
If stuff happens after that 15 seconds, the action takes place. So, bear that in mind.
Alright. I'm just gonna go with cooperation here, I think.
It's probably a good idea.
I can't spit on them, so I spit towards them.
Prince Thierry does not even notice. None of the council notices. No one notices. That is how insignificant you are to them.
I want to scream curse words at them then.
15 seconds.
How close am I to him?
Again, well, right now you're going through the doorway, so you're about 8 feet down and 20 feet back.
Can I
Duncan,
stop
don't do
him?
it, please. Please, guys, just...
Can Rosalie
I'm
like
right
just
behind him. Can I stop him?
Well, how would you guys stop him? What would you guys do? I need specific actions here.
Duncan, just don't
can
do it.
Why?
Can I headbutt him in the back and tell him to shut up?
You know, fine, I won't say it.
Alright.
Alright, thank you, Duncan.
Well, I'm gonna say that you were about to say it until Lorelei headbutted you in the back. So, yeah. Alright, so you are all guided back to the jailhouse from whence you came, and Chief Hartington, not Captain, not the Captain, but Chief Hartington, he unshackles you, and, basically gives you a spiel, be good, sit here, transport's on its way, and about 10 armed guards sort of enter the room with you. So you guys are unshackled, you're just sitting down, chilling. 10 armed guards are surrounding you guys. They're sort of chilling. What do you want to do?
A large part of me saying, fight the 10 armed guards, but at the same time, that's a really stupid idea. So, I'm just gonna sit.
Rosalie's going to try and groom and make her hair not suck.